I would like to thank you very much for attending today's webinar all about vitamin C and vitamin D. My name is Enver Keleşzade. I am a clinical nutritionist and a researcher at the field of gut health, immunity, and metabolic disorders. First of all, I would like to start with vitamin C. It's with zinc and from organic source of rosehip extract, which makes this product vegan, which is a one of a kind. So vitamin C, as you know, is scientifically an ascorbic acid, is an extremely important water-soluble vitamin that we need every day. Humans, unlike animals, basically are unable to synthesize vitamin C endogenously, so it's an essential dietary component that we need to get it from food. And basically, fruits, especially the citrus fruits and vegetables, are good sources of vitamin C. But unfortunately, vitamin C is very and the most sensitive vitamin, even to the air, light, heat, and even cooking in low temperatures even, and over processing it basically can destroy the quality of this vitamin. Vitamin C has many functions. It contributes to the collagen formation for the normal function of blood vessels, bones, cartilage, gums, skin, and feet. And if there is enough vitamin C in the walls of blood vessels stay firm and the skin stays young. And it plays a role in protecting the cells against oxidative stress due to its antioxidant activities and protects against reactive oxygen compounds that triggers aging and the development of malignant tumors. It promotes production of sex hormones and adrenal hormones, and it plays a role in the formation of energy production in the body, the functioning of the immune system and the nervous system. It reduces fatigue, and it helps regeneration of the reduced form of vitamin E, and it increases iron absorption. But what causes vitamin C deficiency? Basically, unbalanced diet. It plays a huge role in causing vitamin C deficiency, especially these Western diets that there is a low consumption of fruits and vegetables, and reduced stomach acidity. Coffee slows down the absorption of vitamin C, as well as calcium, iron, and magnesium. Protein deficiency. High cooking temperatures, as I mentioned, particularly destroy vitamin C in food, as I said, as it was the unstable vitamin. And the use of alcohol, smoking, and you can imagine 1 cigarette per day destroys 25 milligrams of vitamin C. Imagine you consume more than 5, 10 cigarettes, and can you guess how many milligrams of vitamin C you're going to lose per day? And the absorption of ascorbic acid, which is impaired by foods rich in copper, liver, meat, fish, and seafood. All sugary sodas, which is the worst enemy of vitamin C due to its high alkaline content, which destroys ascorbic acid. Inflammatory diseases such as diarrhea, with diarrhea, inflammatory disease as mentioned, febrile states, hyperthyroidism, and iron deficiency anemia, surgeries, overcooling and overheating, taking antibiotics and oral contraceptives, negative emotions lasting more than 20 minutes, take away about 300 milligrams of vitamin C from the body. So we need to control our emotions. And here is the symptoms of vitamin C. Basically, we divided them to on the left hand side as early symptoms and on the right side as late symptoms of vitamin C deficiency. The early symptoms include lethargy, weakness, apathy, irritability, loss of appetite, weight loss, undernourished muscle and joint pain, And the late symptoms are weakness in the immune system, bleeding and swelling of the gums, followed by loss of teeth, frequent nosebleeds, bruising without trauma, delayed tissue recovery after physical injuries, hair loss, brittle nails, pale and dry skin, weakening of muscle tone and joint pain in the sacrum and limbs, and infants and children, bone growth is impaired and bleeding and anemia may occur. And in the human body, to show it like that, to summarize the symptoms, when you look to hair, you can see that pale skin and mucous membranes, and in the tooth, gingivitis and tooth loss. The skin becomes rough and dry. In the joints of the knee, you can see that myalgia and joint pain. You observe increased fatigue, and you get increased risk of infectious diseases and muscle weakness. So, who needs vitamin C? Basically, you need it if you want to get good health, especially in times of fatigue and exhaustion, when the immune system is weak, during the seasonal colds, smokers, and individuals who drink alcohol, anyone who leads a fast-paced, busy life, fast food lovers, women using oral contraceptives, individuals who consume low-calorie diet, mono diets with low micronutrient content, and eating disorders, taking certain medicines, prednisone such as aspirin, and gastrointestinal diseases such as gastric and duodenal ulcers, constipation or diarrhea, worm infestations, giardiasis, reduce the absorption of ascorbate from intestine, and individuals in regions where the supply of fresh fruit and vegetables is insufficient, and individuals who are pregnant. During pregnancy, it reduces the risk of placenta detachment, premature rupture of membranes, and people who are breastfeeding, and hemodialysis. So, in here, I would like to show some sources of vitamin C, such as the most known sources of vitamin C, such as oranges have 53.2 milligrams, such as kiwi fruit 92.7 milligrams, green peppers such as 80.4 milligrams, lemons 53 milligrams. But the source of vitamin C, which is coming from the organic rose hips, is containing per 100 grams 426 milligrams, which is making them very unique and the highest in the sources of the vitamin C. As I said, it's organic vitamin C, and which refers to the whole food vitamin C that occurs naturally. And it has high powerful antioxidants, it enhances the use of vitamin C, it increases its absorption, and it prolongs its effectiveness. The upper limit for all adults is 2000 milligrams per day per vitamin C. And as vitamin C is water soluble, our bodies cannot store it. And if you consume or get any supplementation that is higher than 1 gram per day, the absorption falls to less than 50%, and the unmetabolized ascorbic acid will be excreted from the urine. So, because it helps cells grow and multiply, adequate amount of zinc is needed during periods of rapid growth, such as childhood, adolescence, and pregnancy. Zinc is also involved with the senses of taste and smell. Zinc, like vitamin C, has a very important role in our bodies. It contributes normal functioning of the immune system. It protects cells from oxidative stress. It helps normal DNA synthesis and normal acid-base metabolism. It contributes normal cognitive function and normal metabolism of macronutrients and fatty acids, normal metabolism of vitamin A, normal fertility and reproduction. maintenance of normal testosterone levels in the blood, and it helps normal bones, hair, nails, and skin, and maintenance of normal vision. As I said, our vitamin C is coming from an organic source from rosehip extract, and you will get it recommended dosage as 2 capsules per day with a meal, basically after you consume your meals. And 2 capsules will going to give you 600 milligrams of vitamin C and 15 milligrams of mineral zinc. And I would like to emphasize that vitamin C can be synergistic effect if you can combine with our other range of products, such as if you combine vitamin C with Infladel, Candidel, and Celgard, you can get a better overall immune response and enhanced immune cell function. If you combine with Biofer, you will get increased iron absorption and bioavailability. And like with Infladel, Candidel, and Celgard, if you combine with immune cell, you will get an increased immune cell functionality as well. And if you combine with BTs, leukophilic collagen inside it, the collagen synthesis will be enhanced and even the tissue health, and it will contribute to the ability and functionality of the collagen molecules and protects collagen from oxidative damage due to its antioxidant effect. And here is vitamin D3 with enhanced XBi. It is vegan as well as it's coming from an organic source of reindeer lichen, and it provides you 2000 international units per day. So vitamin D, originally known as a vitamin, it's now regarded more like a group of like hormone substances. Vitamin D, as I said, are produced by ultraviolet rays in the skin and obtained from food. Vitamin D2 or ergocalciferol and vitamin D3 cholecalciferol are important for our bodies. Vitamin D2 comes exclusively with food, while vitamin D3 is mainly synthesized from cholesterol by UVB rays in the skin and also comes with food. Vitamin D is unlike vitamin C, is a fat soluble, and it is best absorbed with fatty foods and can accumulate in fat tissue. Vitamin D plays an important role in maintaining health. Around 1 billion people have insufficient levels of vitamin D in their blood, and vitamin D deficiency as a result is recognized as a global problem with many health consequences. It has been linked to bone deterioration, breast, colon, and prostate cancer, heart disease, depression, weight gain, and other diseases. More than 200 diseases have been proven to be associated with vitamin D deficiency, which is why it is so important to maintain adequate levels. Vitamin D ensures normal bone growth and development and prevents the development of rickets and the osteoporosis. Vitamin D deficiency leads to calcium and phosphorus leaching from bones, and it's an essential for thyroid function. It promotes muscle tone, it boosts immunity, is involved in the regulation of blood clotting, is involved also in body regeneration and the protective covering surrounding the nerves, prevents the growth of cancer cells, and the studies showing that it also has an effect on senile dementia and Alzheimer's disease, cognitive function, especially in aging adults, mood disorders, and depression in older people, and in autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis. Here are the symptoms of vitamin D deficiency. In infants, rickets cause the bones of the entire skull to soften. In older babies have delayed onset of sitting and crawling, closure of the frontanella, a convex skull, and rib cartilage thickening. Children aged 1 to 4 years develop scoliosis and delay the onset of walking. In older children and adolescents, walking becomes painful, and in extreme cases, knee joint deformities and develop with an outward opening angle between the shin and thigh and X-shaped curvature of the legs. The pelvic bones may flatten and narrowing the birth canal in an adolescent girl. Muscle pain, weakness, and bone pain at any age, and gait disturbance. Tiredness, lack of energy, frequent colds, hypersensitivity of the teeth, elevated cholesterol and triglyceride levels in the blood, and increased C-reactive protein, which is a general marker of inflammation, low serum calcium and phosphorus. And these were the all factors as the causes basically due to the vitamin C deficiency. And if we overdose vitamin D, basically known as also intoxication, caused by taking excessive doses of vitamin D. And basically in the case of hypervitaminosis D, bone resorption and intestinal calcium absorption levels are increased, which result in hypercalcemia. And in severe conditions, basically it can lead to the onset of symptoms such as pain in the neck, weakness, appetite loss, joint pain, nausea and vomiting, abdominal cramps, digestive disorders, and constipation. And if it's chronic, means long-term hypervitaminous with this vitamin leads to osteoporosis as well as calcium deposit in the kidneys, heart, lungs, and vascular walls. So you don't need to overdose, but you don't need to be deficiency of this vitamin. So what you should do is to get the optimal dosage. And elevated blood level of 25 OHD, parathyroid hormone, is detected in the blood, and the normal levels is 60 to 100 nanogram per ml or 150 to 250 nanomoles per liter. And in children receiving 1000 micrograms of vitamin D per day causes toxic effects for 1 to 4 months. And in adults, vitamin intake can become toxic at doses of 1250 micrograms per day for several months. And here are the diseases associated with vitamin D deficiency. For frequent colds and low resistance to infection, basically reduced immunity, allergies, bronchial asthma, autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, psoriasis, type 1 diabetes, eczema, osteoporosis, obesity, metabolic syndrome, prostate diseases, type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance, polycystic ovary syndrome, cardiovascular diseases such as atherosclerosis, hypertension, coronary artery disease, parodontosis, and tumors of the colon and breast and ovaries. The list continues with chronic fatigue, depression, insomnia, autism, and in kids, the attention deficit hyperactivity disorders, decreased muscle strength and leading to a risk of falls, arthritis, fibromyalgia, decreased motility and morphologically normal sperm count, which is a male infertility factor, a risk factor for preterm birth and fetopathy, intestinal dysbiosis, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis, and cholestasis and gallstones. So deficiency of this vitamin D has, as you see, leads to many pathological conditions. So vitamin D is recommended in individuals basically with pregnancy or children during the first 3 years of life all year round, and children over the age of 3 at least during the autumn and winter seasons. It's recommended in individuals with rickets and osteoporosis and injuries and fractures. If you observe the signs of a cold, for individuals with autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis, multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, and adults with metabolic syndrome and individuals who are overweight, people who has polycystic ovary syndrome, arthritis, fibromyalgia, if you're observing depression and insomnia, asthma, autism, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, tooth decay, periodontal diseases, cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, intestinal dysbiosis, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis. So if you have any of these conditions listed, you should get vitamin D. But now most of the countries are recommending vitamin D to take every day, not just in winter months, but all around the year in most of the countries. And the amount of vitamin D synthesized by sunlight depends on factors such as the wavelength of a light. So if you are on the north latitude, even you are outside and you see sunshine, just maybe due to the wavelength of a light, you will not get the amount of vitamin D, and it will be not sufficient at all. And original skin pigmentation and dermal melanin competes for UV rays, and people with dark skin need longer UV exposure than people with white skin, and to produce the equal amounts of vitamin D3. And aging and with the skin loses 70% of its ability to synthesize vitamin D. And air pollution levels, industrial emissions, and dust do not penetrate the spectrum of ultraviolet rays that potentiate vitamin D synthesis, which explains in particular the high prevalence of rickets among children living in industrial towns in Africa and Asia. Sunscreen with factor 30 blocks 98% of vitamin D3 synthesis in the skin, and a very high percentage of adults are deficient in vitamin D in autumn and winter. And due to the modern lifestyles and staying more time indoors, the problem is getting more and more. And even, as I said, why the governments in countries are taking precautions, and even in the summer recommendations. And more importantly, people who are doing certain type of diets, such as vegans or individuals who has lactose intolerance or have any allergy to milk, are at more risk of vitamin D deficiency. And vitamin D is mainly found in animal foods, such as oily fish, such as salmon, catfish, mackerel, sardines, and tuna, fish oil, egg yolk, and dairy products. So if you have doing a vegetarian diet, or if you are vegan, you are more likely to be more deficient than the normal population in vitamin D. And the small amounts are also found in wild mushrooms and seeds, but it will not help you fully to get your optimal intake. And here are the sources of vitamin D. And scientists, as I said, have been find another source from the plants, which is a reindeer lichen. Reindeer lichens are important source of nutrition for reindeer and are traditionally consumed by people living in the Arctic due to their high vitamin D content. Lichen, or deer lichen, is an all-natural and vegan source of vitamin D and grows mainly in pristine areas of alpine tundra and northern latitudes, which is the source of vitamin D in our product. And here, like I mentioned in vitamin C, I listed several food items that are food sources for vitamin D. Cheese, beef liver, eggs has 1.3 to 2.9 micrograms per 100 gram. Dark chocolate provides 400 micrograms per 100 gram, and mainly, but not all fish, generally they provide 5 to 25 micrograms per 100 gram. Mushrooms provide 21.1 up to 58.7 milligrams per gram per 100 gram. It depends on the species, of course. And here it comes in the list, reindeer lichen. It provides 87 micrograms per 100 gram. And the other source is fish liver oil, but this will not suitable for vegans. So among the vegan sources and the organic sources, reindeer lichen has a significant importance. And as I mentioned, our vitamin D3, as you can see, is microencapsulated. So what does microencapsulated means? So I would like to do my best to summarize the procedure, how to create microencapsulation, what microencapsulation is. So let's start to find out what microencapsulation is. So among the food supplements, I'm not just talking about vitamin C and D, but there are substances that are poorly soluble in water, and they're sensitive to gastric acid degradation, have an unpleasant taste and low absorption rate, are prone to self-decomposition and oxidation, and more. Microencapsulation can successfully overcome these problems in food supplements containing vitamins, minerals, other plant extracts. Basically, microencapsulation technology encapsulates the desired ingredient in a coating that forms a barrier between the active ingredient and the external environment. Such microencapsules become resistant to low acid pH, such as we have in our stomach, and achieve a better effect by being released and broken down only by pancreatic enzymes at the K site of absorption. The capsule wall is only broken down in the presence of pancreatic enzymes, releasing the internal oil phase. In this way, a controlled release in the gastrointestinal tract and a high bioavailability and absorption rate are achieved. Microencapsulation, consequently, as a result, it improves the absorption and bioavailability of the active ingredient, especially in the case of fat-soluble substances. At the same time, it also increases the stability of the product and it extends its shelf life. Last but not least, it eliminates the possible unpleasant smell and taste of the extract used. And here is a kind of like a snapshot to show how microencapsule is manufactured. Basically, the production process, of course, like everything, starts with finding the finest top quality raw material and precise dosing. Here it comes. The microencapsules are prepared under strictly controlled conditions by creating a liquid mixture of oil phase and combination of proteins and polysaccharides to which desired active ingredient is added. This creates microcapsules where the desired substance is dissolved in a drop of oil and the coating is formed around it to prevent degradation in acid in pH conditions. I would like to take a note. As I mentioned, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. It's not like vitamin C, which is water-soluble. And making vitamin D supplements and taking vitamin D supplements as in microencapsules, and especially in oil drops, is significantly increasing the bioavailability of vitamin D, which means that you are not losing any vitamin D, but it has to go in the small intestine where it's going to be absorbed. It's not going to be degraded by the stomach acid. And the fresh microcapsules are then dried using a patented process at low temperatures. Thus, dry microcapsules in powder form are obtained, which are used for final product formulation and capsule filling. All the materials are used from naturally sourced ingredients and are all suitable for vegans. Given the importance of vitamin D conditions I listed to you in my previous slides, we have used the innovative and patented BMT technology to microencapsulate our organic vitamin D3 from reindeer lichen. These microencapsules are resistant to degradation in acidic, such as in our stomachs, and natural environments, and are only broken down by pancreatic enzymes in our small intestines. And the rate of absorption of vitamin D3 does not depend on the meal itself, as the microencapsulated D3 is already dissolved in a drop of oil. As I mentioned, as the vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. And it also does not leave any off flavors or unpleasant taste and in your mouth. And microencapsulation also ensures greater stability of the product and achieves water solubility of vitamin D3, which is otherwise soluble, as I mentioned. And here is the nutritional information of our product. As it has organic vitamin D3 from reindeer lichen, which is microencapsulated. It provides you 50 micrograms or 2000 international unit. And of course, this formulation is enhanced by our patented XBi. And basically, our recommended dosage per day is 1 capsule a day with meals. And here is very important. As I said, you should get vitamin D through your like in supplementation forms, because as I said, due to sunlight, we cannot get absorbed enough of it. But here is a potential combinations to further enhancement to your health. Basically, if you combine vitamin D with K2D3, you will further increase and you will further promote the production of vitamin K dependent proteins for optimal bone health, and you will prevent calcium related problems. And if you combine it with 3D matrix, you will have a greater effect for overall musculoskeletal health. And if you combine with alpha omega Q10, you will have more effects in reducing inflammation and enhanced immune health due to its health related effects of vitamin D. So I suggest to and recommend to combine vitamin D when using these items. And here, as I mentioned, like we have in our vitamin C and in our vitamin D, they are all enhanced by our bioavailability enhancer XBi. So XBi, as I said, is a bioavailability enhancer coming from 4 ingredients. The first one is piperine, second one is ginger extract, third one is amla, and fourth is the fulvic acid. So bioavailability enhancer has what role that has in these products? So basically, as both our vitamin C and vitamin D are natural sources, they already have high bioavailability. And such as in the case of vitamin D, as the capsule is microencapsulated, it will have protective effect, so it will pass from the stomach acid and it will be enriched to the stomach acid, so to the small intestines, to have the highest bioavailability. But adding this XBi to these products will further increase the bioavailability of the vitamin C and vitamin D. So, piperine is the world's first bioavailability enhancer. Piperine and ginger were studied, and the increases, you can see that in the clinical studies, with the piperine, there is a up to 30 to 200% increases. And it increases such as the water soluble ingredients by 40%, the fat soluble ingredients up to 60%, and completely insoluble in 10 times. And the third ingredient is the amla, which is the whole fruits are key ingredient in many popular Ayurvedic formulas. Amla enhances the iron absorption, it stimulates cell renewal, it triggers regenerating processes, slows down aging, and prolong active youthfulness. And fulvic acid contains huge amount of supersaturated antioxidants and superoxide dismutases, enzymes, amino acids, natural antibiotics, and fungicides. And fulvic acid increases absorption of calcium up to 140%, magnesium up to 22%, iron up to 178%, and zinc up to 541%. So I recommended to combine these products with my recommendation for the highest bioavailability. And basically, just to recap what I presented, to continue with vitamin D, what advantages and bioinnovations this will provide to you. Basically, first, the microencapsulation process, as I mentioned. Microencapsules are made from 100% natural substances, which make it suitable for the vegans, which is very important because as they are the highest portion in the world that are deficient in the vitamin D levels, and it has increased bioavailability by XBi, and it has a plant source of vitamin D3 from a reindeer lichen. It provides 2,000 international units of vitamin D in one capsule, and it has a vegan formula, which makes this product one of a kind and very unique. And when it comes to the advantages of bioinnovation of vitamin C, as I mentioned, it's 100% natural source from rapeseed. It provides 600 milligrams of vitamin C per daily dose, which is just enough for the optimal levels. As I said, we do not want to overdose or get deficiency of these vitamins. It provides 50 milligrams of zinc per daily use, and as it has natural source of organic form of the vitamin C, it allows slower release, which ensures higher bioavailability, as I mentioned. And plus, it has enhanced bioavailability by the XBi and is also, like vitamin D3, has a vegan formula. Thank you very much for your attention and wish you a nice day.